Alright, everybody, welcome back. We are back with Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Last time we left off, our client Ron was accused of stealing something, but then we were saying, no, it was this other guy, he actually stole it. But then, since Ron didn't have an alibi, since he wasn't the one stealing something, if he was stealing something, he would have had an alibi for a murder. But since he wasn't, and we used the evidence to prove that, no, he was at this place, so the prosecutors, well, someone got murdered at that place, and you just... So now Ron's being accused of murder. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what our evidence is to prove that he didn't do that. October 14th. District Court Defendant Lobby number 4. What is my evidence? I'll talk to you in just a bit, Maya. What is my evidence? Right, we found... The buzzer went off at... 1:02 a.m. Meowdy howdy. Hola. Then there was stuff going on with this urn. I have no idea what this has to do with the murder, because that took place in a different building. Ron was also being blackmailed to steal stuff. What is it this time? I won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. People love it when people die. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Oh. Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? Because I'm not doing that trial. They're having a Detective Atmy's trial today. Detective Atmy? Who's that again? Nick, you don't remember? They said they're gonna try him as Mask Star Damask. Already? That was like yesterday. Boy, I'd love to see Mask Star Damask's trial. What's with the ominous blood text here? I know. By the way, where's Pearl? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. No, you don't like me. Oh, it's... Pearl has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please, don't ignore me! Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning! It's not a good morning, no. Everyone's so mean to me. No one cares me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone. Don't say that next to the police, please, Ron. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief. Oh wait, that's not right. The thief can't really be poor. Let's see. Let's have a little flashback. Columbo ain't got shit on us. Columbo would have figured this out within, like, a span of 30 minutes. Actually, less if you count advertisement breaks. We wouldn't be here so long. Columbo would just go around harassing people for, like, 20 minutes, and then find out who did it within like 10, and then go, and just one more thing. And then the episode's over. From his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending him to help him commit the heists. Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder neck? I mean... shit, I guess. It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time as always. No, Mai, you don't understand. We had to fit two different crimes in one chapter. We're running out of budget. Afraid that's not an option. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. Defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge. What are you talking about? Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot. Howdy. He's got the judge in the What? Hello? He's got the judge in the palm of his hand, yet I don't think the judge is really in the palm of his hand. More like he doesn't want to deal- he's like, okay, whatever, just... Nope, there he goes. Making an elevated visit. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war, that's all. What are you talking- what war?! I'm afraid I have no idea what this means, Mr. Godot. Again, I don't think this guy is qualified to be a prosecutor. Or be in any sort of court of law. Huh. Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. What are you talking about? Life is war. But that is exactly what you must be more precise in your wording. What is he saying? I don't understand what you're saying. So I don't know. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh yeah, it is Valentine's Day. My parents got me some chocolate. And I will be probably having that for dessert. I think this guy is, like, having a stroke. They hand out law degrees like candy these days. Yeah, I'm starting to think they just give the prosecutor role to anybody. No wonder Francisca was a prosecutor at, like, 16. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? No! I don't! What are you saying to me? I think an actual lawyer would be annoyed going up against him for he just speak. I think they would be annoyed because he just speaks. It's not even idioms. They don't make any sense. He doesn't go outside. I think this guy was generated in a lab and is just placed into the courtroom. I don't think he knows what outside is. This is the future of AI-generated lawyers. Godot is ChatGPT's father. Good lord. The G in ChatGPT actually stands for Godot. I think Godot was a warning for the future, we didn't get it. Oh, your bot beta version. Yes, well, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Judge is taking charge like he know what's going on for a change. No one knows what's. The victim is Ain Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found at a safe approximately 9 AM on the morning of the 13th. However, time of death was estimated as 1 AM of the previous day. And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. What are you saying? What? The little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness. It's the coffee. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given travel. That's number 1. Yeah, what was the ball, though? But the first one is always the best. Mr. Godot, please, your witness. 2. Okay, then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Light, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, did the defense have any objections? Maybe a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but yeah, that's... Isn't it like, you can't have the defendant testify against himself? She allowed me to... Yeah, that was a bad move, to be honest. You've got guts, Wright. More like a lack of brains, I'm gonna be honest. Like, this doesn't seem legal. You did it, didn't you? Yeah. What? No, that's not true! For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever. Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with the face he's making. Once he opens his... Why did we put him on the stand? Ha, very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go into KB Security? Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home. I want to go home. So here's some testimony about what happened. Please tell the truth, Ron. Okay, makes sense. Blackmail letter, I got it. Ordered me to go there. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago, but I knew where his office was. No, that's it. What are you saying? What tides? We get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. 3. Huh. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny. Your destiny is... Your destiny's bad? So I'm going to... I'm confused. Yeah, he might be a bit drunk. You never know that from the way he's chugging it down. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Okay. What was in the blackmail letter? No. Okay, why... Do you know why you were being blackmailed? It's the first time I've gotten a blackmail. Can we talk more about what's going on with the blackmail, though? Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Oh, of course! They say things like, steal this or take that. Ah, why don't you save those for later, Mr. Light? Please don't say more. Yeah, so what did the blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring $50,000. Money, eh? Productive motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait! Wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway! Oh, is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Wait, why'd you go then? Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? Blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask star to mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me. He didn't? Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me. That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. So where's my evidence? Let's press other stuff though. What AM, huh? You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that's what my watch said when entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit... 1 AM, that's the exact time Mr. Bullard was murdered, correct? No? It buzzed at... 1:02 AM! It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. Used to be security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. Security chief, you? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder. Like, I'm having a stroke more than usual. Wouldn't you say? Hold on. What? That's not true. I didn't have any hard feelings toward Mr. Bullard. What about... No. Okay, let's try it. Maybe I did have to... Why, he was fired. Why are we fired from a job? Well... The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take... Defendant, please answer. Well, I needed money. Needed money? Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again? Maybe security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies, and since I was security team chief, stole some data and told it. Mr. Bullet found out and I was fired immediately. I was somehow able to keep a secret. It made it seem like I had quit on my own. Looks so good. Well, remember that. I sure told you. So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes, I'm sorry. Very important fact. Please add it to your testimony. She doesn't know about that. Why would you do something like that? Well, for Desi's hobby, what else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste! Starlight doesn't know about that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. Can't believe it, this case has even got my think seriously about couples. Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright. Not much to her testimony, was there? Let me say, was it he was starting to tell his wife? Aha! That's what it was. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Or just now, actually. I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret. A certain person? Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. Also, is she in the audience right now? Let's hope she's not hearing this. Or get access to the court transcripts. Listen to me, my Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. That's how the murder came about. Oh, Things falling neatly into place for him. Don't talk about my Desi like that. He'll be sorry. Seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far. What do you think, Nick? I don't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. It's been about... Oh yeah, no, 20 minutes about. Clearly there was sufficient motive for the murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secrets. Family man who cared just a little too much. Motive is clear. Let's move on. Happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Light? Come now, tell us. I'm all ears. I think that's what he said. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Oh, I wonder who it could be! Who's that Ace Attorney character? Suddenly I was hit on the forehead. After that I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. I came to. Mr. Bullet was lying there, dead. I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? believe the detective from yesterday provided a similar testimony. He said that Mask Star Damask was struck him on the head from behind. Ha! No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked! It's Pikachu! It's Luke! Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any signs that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Cadeau. Please do not assault me in court. Again. Wearing what? That? Could you please clarify what you're referring to? Why, my Mask Star Damask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Mask Star Damask? Huh? Oh, I did forget to mention it before. Did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask Star Damask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. What? Did you know about this? You never told me this. Why is Ron so pretty? He's a stylish lad. Just to be on the safe side, I wore my Power Rangers outfit. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know that. What happened to his finger? Oh, is that a ring? I think that's just a ring. I thought he burned himself on the copy and had to put a bandage. Also, are you exploding? Good. Seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? Ah, my 6th cup of coffee is staring at me coldly. It adds a +2 to Dex. At any rate, we can ignore this new we can't ignore this new piece of it. Yeah, we can just ignore this. Witness, please correct your testimony. So, why were you dressed up as Mask Star Damask? Why, because I'm Mask Star Damask, of course. What are you talking about? Mask Star Damask trial is being held next door. Ah, yes, I guess so. Anyway, at the time, I thought it was being blackmailed over the Mask Star Damask issue. I thought I should go as him, just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I'd expect. It took a lot longer. What do you mean? What do you mean took a lot longer? Oh, by opening the safe, of course. What? My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body. Wait! Run! Wait! Whoa, what was that? Back up a second. Yes? You were the one that hid the body in the safe? Well, yeah. Inconceivable! Oh, I'm peeking the microphone, sorry. Let me back it up a bit. Why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Now's not the time for jazz. Question. When does someone toss their dirty shirts in the washing machine? Now is not the time. The answer is simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you're saying. You are not... You are not being helpful. Do you mean that Mr. Light hid the body because he's the murderer? Ah, so you're not as stupid as you look. You sure are, though. This metaphor this time was really obscure. Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you? Oh, well, yes. Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add that to your testimony. Yes, sir. Well, let me, before that, let's just, quickly go over some other things. What was this suspicious shadow? Well, he was black and red, and he looked like a hedgehog. And he had this strange green gem with him. If there were thousands of me, and if even one knew, I'd tell you, trust me. This dodging of all our questions is not helping us win this case. Given... How was the victim, Mr. Bullard, at the time? Oh, what do you mean by how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright? What? Forget it. I don't know. What do you think? Your forehead. Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It's an amazingly fast and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit, so I think it was a little dazed for a while. Yeah, I like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Block this overhead. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. When you came to... Yes, I was passed out in the corner of the room. Do you know when your assailant made this... No, he would be passed out. I'm afraid I don't really remember. Once they hit me, I lost all track of thought of what was going on. I think that's when they made their escape. Ha! That's certainly a convenient story for you, isn't it? Certainly is, isn't it, Mr. Wright? It almost sounds practiced. I don't know why you're telling me. So... Why on earth why did you hide the body in the safe anyway? Well, because it wouldn't fit in the drawer. That's not exactly what I meant. When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, they find his corpse, they'll think I did it. Ah, I think you had a simpler reason than that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body. That certainly makes more sense. 10 minutes. Wait, when did the police arrive? What is it, Nick? Just had a thought. Under those circumstances, wouldn't you normally try to hide... Would you normally try to hide a body? It's been 10 whole minutes to do it. Hey, Nick. If you think his behavior was so strange... Okay, I know... Yeah, the alarm was going off. People would have been going to the room. Your Honor, could you take a look at this record? What might this be? Record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in this office is pressed, the security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m. What? Mr. Light truly was the murderer. He would have ran as soon as the buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way. Ha! Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. At the security company. There's no way that someone would think there would be a security guard at the security company. Godot is like literally brain dead. That he used to work at. The former chief of security, who worked at the security company, didn't know that there were security guards at the security company. Until 1 year ago, my client was working as chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that... the fact that the guard was a freaking pathetic loser moron who just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known. Ha, again, remember who we're dealing with here. I'm sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off. It's loud! This buzzer is extremely loud, and there's no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious. That is... conscious? What do you mean by that? Ugh. Just explodes. Was that 7? We got 10 more to go. Do you think at number 18 he just self-destructs? Are we sure this is even coffee? This might be like crude oil that fuels him. Call the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted? Yeah, that's what happens when you acquire head trauma, usually. That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what you're trying to say is... Mr. Delight was knocked out, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious... It can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right, whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and pressed the buzzer. Hold on, I need to take a sip. Oh, order! In the court! Mr. Wright, this is preposterous. Was this kid... Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then who pressed the buzzer, It was... the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held long enough to push that button. So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. It's your pinman, Mr. Wright. Yeah, I can prove it. There was no fingerprints. It has no fingerprints on it. This is easy. I don't know if Phoenix was even like, oh no, like, this is really easy. I believe that this is the piece of evidence of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for. The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it? I love clues. Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before you open your mouth. Number 8. Well, he hasn't drank it yet. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself a clue. Now I'm the one who's clueless. This fingerprint, the bum, blum, blum, it's just gonna keep getting progressively higher and higher. Eventually it's just gonna be a dog whistle. This button has no fingerprints on it. Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself. Naturally, he would have left his fingerprints behind. Ooh, that was 8. He took a sip out of it. Ron Delight wiped them off, obviously. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. Touch that button, I know he did! Proof? The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask Star Damask. And Mask Star Damask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints? The pitch becomes so high not even dogs can hear it. It's gonna become so high it's gonna start using, like, echolocating off of insects. It's gonna allow us to find nearby mobs. Would seem 9. I've been forced to eat crow. Don't do that. I don't get paid for this, and I don't have any food at home. I just eat the wildlife outside. I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is. And crow's not a number. His diet consists of coffee and wild animals he finds on the street. The reason he's so, like, insane is because he's malnourished and, like, he doesn't have any nutrients in his brain. So he's just spitting nonsense. Like, the only parts of his brain that are left functioning is, like, the desire for coffee and, like, how to say metaphors. Reminds me of, that guy who got, like, this horrible disease, and then it basically destroyed almost all of his brain, but, like, he still had enough where he could, like, walk and talk. He just couldn't remember anything. He couldn't form new memories. And he couldn't really remember much else. And his memory was, he could only remember things from, like, 8 seconds ago. And he was, like, a piano player. And the interviewer's like, can you play us a song? He's like, I don't know how to play a piano. And that was, like, seconds after he just played, like, the instinct for piano just kicked in and he played a beautiful song. But then he's like, huh? It was actually kind of sad. Not even kind of, it was really sad. But very interesting on how the human mind works. Why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? I don't know. What's with this awkward silence all the— I mean, I don't know, I wasn't there. Looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're on to you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. Light just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? Killer clobbered Mr. Light and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say. To call the security guard. The killer knew that if they pressed the button, a guard would come running. And that's exactly what they wanted. Do you mean to say that the killer called the guard on purpose? Yes. Although it turned out he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. Huh. What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? No, that's stupid. You're stupid. When the buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead, so he's not going to be doing much. The defendant, Rhonda Light, who was also unconscious, not doing much. And the secret third person. Can you guess who it is? A real killer. Hypothetically, yes. Yes, water. Now then. In this situation, if the real killer had made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Rhonda Light. And if security guards came running at the time, they would think that I was the murderer. Like they do now! Yes, that was precisely the killer's objective. To frame Rhonda Light for the murder. Either 10 or 11, this tastes like, oh god, it's the girl one! Order, order, order! Ha! Would seem... 12... I've been made to eat my own words once again. And crow. Actually, been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. That might be crow-related. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was the one that tried to frame me? Or, wait a second. I'm the one in Only Masked or Damasked, so... Hey, you mean the real killer is... Chat, do you know who the real killer is? But who is it? I don't need solid proof yet, but think about it. Who are like the 2 people that we've met in this case? That had been called to KB security that night. The killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard. Alright. We've got a whole... like 4 options. Can you spot the real killer? I wonder if it only wasn't for those well-designed characters so that we curse you recognizable silhouette design. Me. Who's Pearl? Detective Luke at me. He's the only one who could have done it. Somehow. Ace Detective. Luke at me? You mean Mask Star? The Mask did it? Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Mask Star Damask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself! Theft and murder, which is the more serious crime? They're not even close. Murder is more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject of capital punishment. We live in a state of death penalty that uses the death penalty. Confirmed. Damn. Hold on, I need to move myself slightly to the right because I keep falling out of the box. Alright. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke at me's confessed, there's a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, the famous detective was not unmasked as well. Mask star to mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along. To be found guilty? Mask Star to Mask had a perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask Star to Mask was Luke Atmy's airtight, watertight, unassailable alibi. A guilty verdict as an alibi? You know, it's almost time. For what? For Luke Atmy's verdict. Pretty simple trial after all. We're going to stop this trial and stall that one. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now, of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Yeah, we kinda don't have that. Mr. Luke Atmy's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and prevail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Light would be left with no grounds for the appeal. I thought he was about to say, we've attracted so many people, if we waste their time, the media's gonna get mad at us. Let me look at my evidence. I guess we have the photo of Ron. That's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Oh, thanks. Mr. Light. So, please. I'm begging you. Thanks. My decision will determine the rest of your life, so you might not want to put that much faith into me. Can I really risk your life like this? I mean, it's Phoenix. You've entered the Void Realm once again. I'm speaking directly into your mind right now. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. I swear to God. For your client, take that path of trust. How many more times do I need to haunt you before you get this? Sounded like... Mia! I'm here, Phoenix. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. Huh. So that's your answer, huh? It reminds me to leave me alone. Phoenix. Oh! It's a picture of Mia. Leave me alone! Ah. Phoenix is trying to do his job and Mia keeps sending him to the Void Realm. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. As long as Phoenix keeps this job, Mia's... Phoenix like, man, I should have went for that art degree. You know, that reminds me of a host where... Do you guys remember iCarly? Spencer of iCarly quit his, stopped getting his degree in law to become an artist, and will Phoenix Wright start pursuing his degree in art to become a lawyer. Just remember someone posting that on Tumblr, like, Phoenix Wright and Spencer from iCarly are like two ends of a spectrum. Foils of each other. Anyway, get Luke at me. I need another sip. That's incredibly accurate. Man, I remember. I miss iCarly, though some of it has not aged well, given, well. No, I do like that Spencer was always doing some crazy art that. Spencer was every artist's dreams of being like Spencer, which is being an artist but also being able to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. Why is he here? Oh, this is Luke Atmey's trial. Well, Sir Detective Atmey? I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Atmey. You were the one who... Bob. All guns! Bob, thank you for the super chat. Man, I do need to make our next membership emote, Bob. I really wish that YouTube didn't limit the amount of emotes you can have by how many members you have. Which sucks. Oh! I forgot to add the accessories from last stream to the stream avatars. I'll do this after the stream. So next stream, you will have your little Bob speech bubble. We'll all get the Bob speech bubble. That's enough. This is like a Ganondorf's cousin. Bob. Bobbert. What is Bob short for, anyway? What is Bob short for? Robert? Wouldn't that just be Rob? Why? What does it mean? Anyway. This is the judge's brother. Sponge Robert Squarepants. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. Court finds the defendant Luke Atmey. Hello? Wait, why am I the one doing this? They not get a bailiff? Don't hand down your verdict yet, please! Well, sir lawyer, welcome to my courtroom. Who's this Ozer? Eh? What? My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file for accusation against this man, Luke Atmey. Accusation? You accuse Mask? Start a Mask. That man is not Mask. Start a Mask. I know he said it was, like, yesterday, but I changed my mind. He's just a ruthless murderer. What? Be continued. Which is continuing now. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. How did Phoenix travel to an alternate universe? I guess with the powers of Mia's void dimension. Then she's still alive, inside your heart. Nicky boy! Oh, Mr. Light! Is it true that Detective is the real killer? Maybe. To be honest, we don't have any definitive proof. But he's the only one who could have done it, considering we have, like, there's you, Adrian, and him as suspects. So, we got it. And I know it's not you, and I know it's not Adrian, so, process of elimination here. Wasn't he at the Lordly Tailor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atney want to kill Kane Bullard? I don't know. Oops, it's almost time. You better get back in the courtroom. Need to find some solid proof. Maya, go quick run out there and just, like, look for... Oh. And look for evidence. Go find something that we can pin the blame on him for. Now then, court is back in session. I just remembered. I forgot my desk. There it is. Mr. Luke Atney, please take the stand. Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. Couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. Alibi by the name of Mask Start to Mask. I'm sorry, I'm afraid even the great Luke Atney has no idea what you mean. Of course, I've been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could have known what's been going on in here. You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask Start to Mask. Indeed, it's truly a child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Who is Kane, the guy who died? Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask Start to Mask. Of course. Very well then, Luke Atney. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks. Alright, Mr. Atney. The night of the murder. Speak. 13... We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I was still in the urn, Mask Start to Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was practically a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. At which the camera captured the mask was the same time as the murder. Seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene. Everything else up until now was part of his plan. There's a planned secret picture as well. Even the great Star Damask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, you still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know he's a fool. Uh-oh. I think he's trying to say you're full of it. I think he's trying to... Somewhere Francisca's like, someone just said something. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. Okay. Let me look at this picture. Yeah, wasn't... I guess, like, we could say that the statue was there, but... I mean, this piece of evidence right here, correct? Indeed it is, that's it! The very thing that proves I committed the crime! The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that you almost... as if you had this picture taken on purpose. Simple caught by the very camera that he had set up. Well, yeah, why did you do that? We all have days like that. Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is a truly ironic thing, a sad blue melody. Weird that you wanna, like... Okay, let me see, what times... You didn't really, but, like, it's about the same. Let me save also. Just in case. About the camera that this photograph took. Oh, come on now, it's all too clear what you're thinking. You think, I altered the timestamp on the photograph, didn't you? Afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by the Lordly Taylor. On top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Fortunately, for the defense, there's no way the picture could have been altered. So what... Either the mask Star Damask is in the photo is fake, or the photo itself is. How do I prove that? I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right, that was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. Sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor. 10 days before that case. That would mean you sent that card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It's the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see, you truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am. Hey Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Huh? Hey Nick, do I need to point this out for you in case you aren't understanding? Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while I was the only one watching it, he had no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. What do I do with that, though? So this photograph is proof, correct? I didn't mean to... What do you mean? Oh, this is... for some reason I thought I saw this already. Saying that this is in fact not Luke Atme? I could be accomplice, dressed up as mask, start a mask to create an alibi? Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? No. We don't really know anyone who could be an accomplice. Like, this has to be... Is it the... statue? No. No. How do I, like, prove it's fake?
Objection!
The room itself? No. Like, he didn't have an accomplice, because, like, who would the accomplice be? Unless I'm saying the Mask is actually a third guy. Why is Maya bringing this up? Unless... Did he have an accomplice? Is he the one who's blackmailing Ron? No. That was...
Objection!
Ron. No. I'm confused. Press this again. How do I prove that the photo's fake? There's nothing that really... I think the urn is mass started to mash, just like I said I would. Speckled urn. It's not speckled in the... And that's a contradiction, but does that... Can I, like... It's in the box there. Can't really tell if it's... That doesn't really prove that it didn't, because he was the one... Oh, but... Yeah, that doesn't really prove he isn't. Because he could have seen the urn. But... Screw it, just use everything. Nope. More than enough time to prepare. So sent. Was it the urn itself? Did I use the urn? No. No, not game 2. Wait, I don't know why they're bringing this up, because this looks like it doesn't have any contradictions, because this is like just his opinion. And we don't really have evidence about his pride. Do we? So this alibi is... I mean, yes, but... Is there any hints here? Is this fighting... Yeah, there's literally nothing unusual about this. Mask the mask is fake, or the photo itself is. The note itself? No, it doesn't. Like, it has to do something with the... Because, yeah, the urn was broken 2 weeks ago, so 14 days. Can we just chill? Yeah, hold on. No, that's not the one I...
Objection.
Like, I don't have any, like, solid proof. No, I didn't mean to... It's like, it has to either... 20 days ago, you were hired. But the Lordly Tailor was 10 days before the heist. Oh, that adds up. I think. Statement where they both crimes take place at the— I didn't need to hear this dialogue. Leave me alone. Alright, well, I mean, they're basically around— they're like 2 minutes apart. Alright. Yeah, less than 2 minutes apart. And usually there's like... No. Ah! Both crimes happened at the same time. Present the photo. Okay, yeah, I definitely did that and it was not right. Paint on the— yeah, but the photo in general is just— it's not— I can't— I tried— like, it has to be this, but they're not saying nope. No. Like the statue? No. No. Doesn't help. This? No. Didn't mean to do that. One of these is gonna be right. problem is I have been comparing it to the evidence we have, and nothing really contradicts what he's saying. And more than I... Okay, let's just try throwing stuff at this statement instead. Because Maya was like, huh, what he said is weird. I don't know, freaking this. No. No. Represent his profile? No. What am I supposed to be doing here? Riveting gameplay. I don't think it's that then. Like, it has to do something with the urn! Okay, why did you steal the urn? The note itself? Because it says it's... No. I'm so confused. Like, we literally have nothing that says, yeah. Like, this is just vague nonsense. It doesn't mean anything. I just start throwing anything that can involve time. Is it the accomplice thing? Did he really have an accomplice?
Objection!
Do I say mask the mask instead of Ron? No. We have like 4 different items that have to do with the time of the murder and like the time of the stealing, and none of them are working. Like, why even, like, what are you like, why even bring this up? This has nothing to do with- I don't have any evidence that has to do with his bride. What? I don't understand. Do I bring up Mask the Mask? No. Do I bring up himself? No. Ah. Don't understand. Sealing the urn. Okay. Not enough time to prepare for some reason. It's like, oh, but literally nothing on here contradicts that. I thought it would be like maybe the brokenness of the urn, or is it the freaking Sacred Urn Crying Village? Not enough time to prepare. Nothing really says this. Includes the brooch? No. Brooch? Why'd he lose that? You're supposed to I've been pressing- what? Okay, let me press them again. Let's just press them on every statement again.
Objection.
Press them on every statement again. This one we did. Saying, whoa, this is all weird. Whoa, I know, I've done this. And just do it again, and maybe something else will happen.
Objection.
Listen again on this? And going, wow, that's weird. Oh. Oh, that was different. Hold on, let's go back and see what that all said. No, go back. He is! The very thing that proves I committed the crime. Surely understand by now. Dorothy Taylor provided that camera. There was no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Kane Bullard unless I had an accomplice. Come on, think long and hard about that. Basement, warehouse, and the pictures that supposedly captured it. Yes. This picture's a fake? But I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. Look around the basement warehouse that night before it took place. It doesn't match during that night. What about this spot over here? Finally. The funny part is right here. Why, this is a blood stain. Ah, blood! Now this case is off. Finally, someone died. Not exactly. That's pink paint. Oh, just paint. Peach colored at that. Blood to peaches. George still loves going on his wild tangents. Some of this photograph is not the paint. Why couldn't they just have gone through this information the first time? Why'd I have to press every statement, then go back? Like, it's like the thing with the paint again, where I had to look at the paint, look at a bunch of other stuff, look at the paint a second time, look at something else, and then look at the paint a third time. Like, just give it to me. Like, we don't have to do... Something that shouldn't be there is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, why can't I just present the photo like I was trying to, or all the pink stuff, all the pink paint related items, so we could exactly the same conclusion. Statue. Surprise at a treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. One day on the day of the crime around noon, that gold statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night of the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If the picture was truly taken on that night, then there should have been a statue there. I went there the day after the theft. That statue of the old bag was... Hey, don't call her that, sitting in the corner. Perhaps it somehow pushed there accidentally? Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. Press every statement twice so I didn't have to suffer through this. Oh, why would I need to press... It wouldn't take more than an accidental push. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. Huh. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason to why the statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? Mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. Guess him? Look at me. Why? I don't know. You're going on one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what base do you have to strange illusions? It's very simple. Witness was the only one in the basement. Yeah, like, he was the only one who could have done it. It's indeed very simple, however. Why would I want to move the heavy golden statue? This golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason? Statements that, require you to press one thing and then press another and then go back to it, usually they have some sort of indicator that, oh, they're like, oh, we should, didn't he say something earlier? That's suspicious. But, no, like, they were saying, like, mine was saying, huh, that's suspicious, but it was, like, related to his pride, which had nothing to do with any other statement. Reason did the witness have to move that statue? Reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be the mask. Create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That's why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw? Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Is it the box? paint? I guess... I was lied to. That part of the paint? No, I might die. The fact, is it the box? No. Oh. What was the question? What was the flaw? Well, time to press literally everything again.
Objection.
Blah blah blah. Blah blah. Blah blah. Weird. Hey, that's weird. That has nothing to do with this. Blah blah blah. Oh, that's odd.
Objection.
No, that's the wrong thing I pressed. Save. Lack of statue. Save again, just so we got it closer to where we started. Bing! Statue. Blah blah blah.
Objection.
Fatal flaw. Go to the fatal flaw. Why did they move it? She would slow down. Well, we've seen this already. I'm just going back. Still want to move the golden statue. I'm denied the crime. Luke at me because he was the only one there. Not delusional. We've seen this. We've seen this. Alright, I moved the golden statue. The reason for moving the golden statue. Why did the witness have to move the statue? Pretend to be the mask. Create alibi Lordly Taylor. This photograph contains a single fatal flaw. Okay, what haven't I... Was it the... Is it the timestamp? That's the only thing I haven't clicked on. Oh, yeah, it was literally the only other thing I hadn't clicked on. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night of the question, Luke Atney went to KB security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to been at the Lordly Taylor. That doesn't prove anything. We know this already. But what's that? Yeah, what does that have to do with anything? Remember if you will, Your Honor. When was the statue placed beside the warehouse door? Well... Statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Look at me, had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim, and so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took the picture days before the murder took place. Oh, right, duh. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. Ah. On the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. Not really. Yeah, it's okay. The reason I was skipping through all of that is because I forgot to save, and we had to go through that really quickly, because we had done that all of that already. It's nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it was supposed to— Oh, I was thinking, why did he move it when taking the picture? I didn't, like, process that, oh, it wasn't there that day. And that's why Luke at me had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Order! Order! Mr. Atme, is this true? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this? What is that? The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did go off on the night of the crime. Sure, the camera would have been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage the data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Now we're making progress. Order! Order! Mr. Godot! What is the meaning of this? 14... Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Put that coffee down. Drop it. Oh, 11th. I was way off. My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I'm still good till the last straw. However, the defense has proven a good point. A good point, so what? We are all but travelers in the road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, that the statue was moved in order to make it match. A very interesting idea, however. There's one point that can't be denied, which is... it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. That's very true, I think. No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor! Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? There's no funny business in your actions as Star Damask. There should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn. Okay, so this might have to do with, like, the urn was broken and not broken and whatever. I first received the request from the Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in this box and Zavari was sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days before. No, it wasn't. I then handed security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. That's pretty much all the stuff we've heard so far, isn't it? Yeah, but we'll find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave. Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time? Safari. I don't know what that means. Ah, very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay. No, it wasn't. I mean, no. Right. Without a doubt, my calling card. Guess Mr. Delight didn't make it after all, of course. Because Atme knew about the emblem. Let me save. It wasn't valuable. Okay, that has nothing to do with anything. Whatever. Okay, let's just press everything. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right? Indeed, it seems that they had heard of my sparkling reputation. Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. Better watch out too, Maya. Okay. You mean this box? Yes, the pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me. Huh, interesting new tidbit. So I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before? Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm it for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to the warehouse. However, look at me, let no information whatever slip through my fingers. On card. Okay, we did this already. Then no one entered the basement warehouse. Fortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. And this is a photo that proves it, huh? Indeed, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much. Might have stolen urn that was taken, that's true. That he's lying there. Yeah, like... Oh, I know. Because it said speckled. Mr. Atme, if you really are Star to Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allows me to read the passage from the calling card that Star to Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern of the sacred urn. Yes, that is true, but so what? Truth be told, there's no way that Star to Mask could have known that this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains. Paint stains? Those stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor. Humph. Finding this joke to be very... not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Wright. Trite. Still having a stroke. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error. Or should I say, error-prone human. That's when the pink paint got on the urn. You can't be serious. And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means, Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. Phew. Because this photo is so fake, your alibi for the night of the murder was no longer holds water. What? Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Alright, that did it. He's broken. I mean, Nick, it still looks a little early for a victory pose. Yeah, we usually have another hour or so, maybe 30 minutes. Huh. So sad. Oh, hold on. Sorry, my dad's home when he said hi. Just wanted to make sure I didn't need to do anything. So sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? I think this man's getting convicted right now. Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was masked. Start to mask. Uncle Doe drinks coffee, Sammy drinks water. I went for another sip and now I'm out of water. The cup is empty. Now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point. I don't fall for that too, Your Honor. You say that Luke Atney was the one who killed Kane Bullard. And let me ask you this. Why would he do that? I mean, he's a friggin' weirdo, that's why. An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive! Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest? Nick, he's getting a second wind! Nick, you sang riddles! If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron the Light as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron the Light. Isn't that right, Detective? Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. I mean, not really. If I just, like, murdered a stranger in the street, who I didn't know and have no reason to kill, I'd still be pretty guilty of murder. Wouldn't be a clear motive for it, but I'd still be pretty guilty. You know? I mean, maybe he's just like that. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us to what the defendant's motives were. I don't know, friggin'... I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer. Do everything they can to make Braun look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. I, Luke Atney, had no point of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate start to mask, and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron. Well, how do you know this? It was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Light for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is masked, start to mask. That's why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy. How do you know this? So the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant. This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. Handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. How do you know about this? A detective is... And who in the world is going to prove that? I will. Oh, okay. Doing a thorough background check to Detective Atney and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. Alright, fair enough. Perhaps they were connected through their work. They had both involved in security. Nope. Oh, that was blood. In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight. How do you know this? Stuck? That's right, mistook. The old Norse mistaka, meaning to take in error. That wasn't what I meant. Just who did the victim mistake the mask to be? Why, the answer is obvious. Ron the Light, of course. Boy, I'd like to wipe the smug look off this guy's face. How do you know? Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Star to Mask? Don't you already know that? Sorry. Take a look at this newspaper. Oh, that's the famous Tear of Ibanon. Oh, that's the famous Tear of Ibanon, a magnificent jewel. Photo shows a magnificent detective as well, does it not? Furthermore, it also shows an ugly guard named the defendant. The defendant? The victim clearly misread the article and Zavari. He got the wrong impression. That this ugly security guard was in fact Star to Mask. I see. That's an unusually reasonable deduction. How do you know he wrote the blackmail letter? I mean, this blackmail letter right here says, bring $50,000. And their handwriting who's without a doubt the victim's. There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it. But I don't see an address on the letter anywhere. Address? The letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. Mr. Delight did... All guns! Thank you! Another super chat! Bob. Thank you! Did you know that the Ron Delight is being blackmailed right now? Bob jump scare. Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place and time. That there was no address is irrelevant. I wonder... What's up, Nick? Just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight? Oh, do you have any evidence of that? No. Satisfied? Okay, let me check. If you want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security Office at 1 AM October 12th and bring 50,000. Take the red diamond you received the other day instead. He's wearing a red diamond, maybe. Is it red? Is it a diamond? What do you mean by that? Oh my, I was certain you already wear. Sorry. KB Security has a lot of security for all sorts of companies. I was the security team chief. I stole data from the company. King Bullard had yet to forgive young Mr. Delight, because they sent him that letter upon mistakenly believing he was the thief. Here's the file that we discovered in Mr. Bullard's office. Evidence that Mr. Bullard was receiving money through blackmail. However, isn't this a bit odd? Why did the defendant pay Mr. Bullard the money, even though he wasn't actually Star to Mask? On that point, there was an unfortunate bit of chance. Do you really think this story is going to hold up? It's an assertion. It's not merely my own, I'm afraid. What do you mean? I have here a memo from Ron Delight's wife, Desiree Delight. Oh. Ronnie thinks he's Star to Mask. Don't feel for him. Please don't think of... Don't you feel sorry for him? Please don't think too badly of him. That's what she said. Well, Mr. Troy... Was he trying to act like Mr. Delight right just now? Actually pretty convincing. Now just your imagination talk. Come now, Sir Lawyer. I'm afraid imagination isn't the right word for it. This is a deduction, the result of carefully applied reasoning. Can we hear the careful reasoning ourselves? No. It's a long story, then better saved another time. Very well, another time. Okay. It's something to do with the letter. Save. Oh, I got it right the first time! Like, it's one of these. Mind if I ask a few questions, Detective Atme? Mind if I get a drink of water right now, Detective Atme? Ooh, but of course. Stay hydrated. Okay, I'm back. Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. You said that this letter was addressed to Ron Light. I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off on saying things like that. Fun to talk. Times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show what you've got there, Junior? I want you to punch me right now. This short animation of Sammy throwing a bottle of water at Godot. Hey, I don't use bottles, I use plastic. I use reusable cups. Normal. I mean, I guess it is made of plastic, but not the kind of plastic you throw away. It's hard plastic, not the flimsy kind. Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. I need you to kill this man. Show us the contradicting evidence in the blackmail letter. Labeled blackmail letter. Imagine you get sent a letter and it's called... it's just titled the blackmail letter. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security. Not this. This is the different photo I wanted to look at. It's Dear Ron, subject matter, blackmail letter. I'm confused. Doesn't have his name in it. Let me look at this again. Show us the contradicting evidence in the blackmail letter. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 AM on October 12th and bring $50,000. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. How do I say the red diamond? Do we have anything here that says red diamond? I'm being invited to play content warning. Not now, I'm streaming. Hold on. I'm streaming. No! That's the Lunicorn emoji! Stop sending- what even is that? Knights from Sonic and All-Stars Transformed Collection. Chat C, no. Do we have anything that... It has to be like... Is it what it says in the letter? No, it didn't need to do that. Unless... No. We had it. I don't have the ruby or whatever. We've done over that. Oh, was it the KB security? Like, Ron was there? Let's try this again. Because this is right. Is it... Okay, it was that. I'm like, well, that has a sapphire, not a ruby. But it... contains a picture of the Tear of Eminon, the stolen jewel. What about it? The problem is the jewel's color. Color. Oh! That's why. I'm like, he has a... I was too focused on the... I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. Oh. I'm like, how do I prove he has the ruby? But it's the fact that he doesn't have the sap. It's because if he knew it was Ron, he would have only known that he stole the jewel, the blue jewel, whatever. Red diamond you said the other day. Red? Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Eminon that masked... Oh, did he ever steal a red diamond? That's what it was. Ah. Point is, Mr. Trite, so you're trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else. That's what you're trying to say, right, Trite? Yeah, if that was what you're trying to say, Mr. Right, Mr. Wright? Well, that's what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yeah. Yes. Luke, duh. Naturally, it was Detective at me. Why is this a question? Do you have some sort of basis for that? Do you have a red diamond? Yes, that is what I'm trying to say. You've been personally involved in every single mask case. And in the last case, you recovered, quotes, what was stolen, and it received a jewel, quotes, as your reward. A jewel. Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. The red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in that letter, which means that Ain Bullard wrote the letter in order to blackmail you! Soldier boy, get him. Order! Order in the court! Order, I say. Seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. I need another sip. Oh god. Oh, I don't like the way he said that. I think he's going to kill me later. He's charging his blast. Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me? Are you for real? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him. Answer me this. Blackmail letter contains the following passage. You don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atmey's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep secret. So just what was that identity? He killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. Secret. That's what it all comes down to, Nick. Oh god, I need to save, please! A blackmailer. Maybe? That seemed like he was blackmailing... Oh. Luke was blackmailing... Luke was blackmailing Ron, who then was getting Ron was getting blackmailed by Luke, who then got blackmailed by the victim, as he was blackmailing.
Objection.
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one. There's two different blackmailings going on. Are you saying that Atney was blackmailing someone else on top of that? Not odd, it only makes it makes perfect sense. It's not weird. This happens all the time. But Ron Delight was also being blackmailed by someone else. Because Ron was talking about getting blackmailed, and if Ron was getting blackmailed, like, and he talks about receiving blackmail often, but he was saying, this is the first one that told me to go somewhere specific. And he was also saying that people were sending him plans. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail I received. Yeah, this is what I said. Some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans. Which case would mean that Ron Delight was actually Mask Star to Mask. That's what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atmey. Shh! Silence! Now I see it's all becoming clear. What is... When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless with a tendency to jump to conclusions, am I wrong? How did you... Said that I, Luke Atmey, was blackmailing Ron Delight? In which case I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask Star to Mask. Well, yeah. Ron Delight started receiving plans for his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed the first crime. Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's have some hot, bitter evidence. Because he was literally right there. See what? When you were in the grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets a lot of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? Yeah, I can do this too. Is that his 13th cup? Maybe. Probably. I think he's lying about the 17 thing. I think he's done way more than that. This picture of... God, could you imagine seeing this on the Game Boy Advance? Or DS or whatever? Like, this is all 2 pixels. You're like, I guess that's Ron Delight. It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seemed that Mask Star to Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket. That's a trash can, not a bucket. That sounds far too stupid to be true. Correct, which is what, with tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone Ace Detective. When you figured it out, Mr. Atmey, that's when you learned that under his mask, Mask Star I didn't get to finish the... So he isn't even an ace detective. Can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud, trying to pass himself as an ace detective. Why, how dare you expose me like that? Oh, expose, so it's true. So what I said is true, then, is what you're implying. I mean, I never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also mask. Not a mask. Why can't you understand that? Afraid you are neither proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That's your true identity. Why, you... How dare you even... I don't know what to say. I say none of you. She's really jealous. Oh, you disagree me. Ace detective, blackmailer. It's enough to make one laugh. What? It seems we finally arrived. Oh, that's it? Okay. I thought we were gonna have to prove more than that, but alright. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Abby. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say, like, oh, it's kind of... The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say just one more thing. I will be the one to... No, that's not how that works. You don't get much more in your face than that. Appears that your claws weren't sharp enough, Mr. Wright. I mean, true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Lou Datney was filthy blackmailer, and that he was an outwardly tailor that night in the murder. Okay, that's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. But there's still one thing that you haven't yet to prove. Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that his pitiful excuse for a man with this— I don't like him, by the way. And I don't see how the verdict can be delivered. No way! Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright, this is it. This is the final round. This is it, Luigi. I've got to prove that Atme was Mr. Bullard's Mr. Bullard's office on the night. But can you really prove that? Man, I don't know. The button. Long enough, Mr. Wright. I want to hear your answer. That night, Luke Atme was at Katie Security, and the defense... Button... Because the blackmail letter said so. Yeah, that's a good point. I was gonna say the button, but the blackmail letter also works. No, it isn't. I've been lied to. Maybe I can't, like, what if I say no, I can't? I can't prove it. But, if we hear more- oh, okay, let's just say more testimony. Won't allow any more testimony, that's what I mean. You're not in charge of that. No. Oh, now, Sir Lord, it seems that love wins! Happy Pride Month, everybody. Out in the end of... I am ace detective as well as master Artemis. My verdict will verify that. Just as Rodelight will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with full force of my ace detectiveness. Order! Order in the court! It's enough deliberation over the witness. I don't have any damn evidence. Like, what else? We have double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Like, the button... Wait, Ron's testimony. What did I... That doesn't help, though. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy? Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, the defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. It's a fundamental rule of all courts. It applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Atme was found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as mass, which means he'll be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned. No way! The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of that crime here is that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer. Wah! There's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is claimed to be innocent, the real killer Luke Atme will go free. Cross-examined every statement the witnesses made here today. As long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? Yes, I want to cross-examine him again. And hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme. Huh? I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. How did you... Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice. No way. Long time no- okay, right. For some reason I thought that was Franziska. I'm like, what is she doing here? I'm like, is that I thought that was Franziska's voice line. I'm like, what? What is she- how did she get here? And why is she- Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia! Oh god. Okay, I'm fine. This is the true power of the Crying channeling technique. I know it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor Mia Fey. Now let's do this. Couldn't you have done this sooner? But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, we can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. Yes, that's true, but... Fortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks. Well now, Sir Lord, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I'm ace detective as well as master to mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron the Light will verify he is the true murderer. I declare that with full force of my ace detectiveness. Yes, but Those comments appear to have no importance whatsoever. Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor? Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Wait a minute, goes surreal. Godot was like the only person to see this, like, the channeling technique happen and go, wait a minute, this is actually really scary. Wait a minute, that's not right. Oh, sir lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late if you think such falsehoods will do me anything. Look at me. Let's hear it. Do what the ghost says, man. True that the witness has made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination. Mr. Godot, what are you... Very well then. Mr. Look at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer. So please, give us one last bit of testimony. Phoenix, this is it. This is it, Luigi. This is our absolute last chance. Yes, Chief. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was with what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Wright. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make the deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if it sounded, which just means the killer sounded it. Just like was wearing his mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Sorry. Therefore, all evidence points to the poor boy. How did you know half of this? Witnesses' earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything. But of course. But how did you... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how did you know about this? The police investigation documents went directly through me. I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, sir lawyer. But you weren't part of that case. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, sir lawyer? I will not allow any of this your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright. I just save. Ah, it's pretty. Seems the party's about to begin. What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, it's our last chance. Cup number 17, the last cup. Seems like time has come to put an end to this trial. Oh, just press everything. Okay, easy. But I can only press something once? How did you know that? Mr. Atme, about this last remark.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you, Wright? This isn't the time to be pressing- Shut up! I'm saying something here! I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Atme, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atme? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Light was wearing his started mask outfit, is that correct? Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. Or like your deductions prove you're a fool. I'm sorry, whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. I want my 18th cup. When exactly did we learn the fact Ron Light was dressed as started mask when he went to the scene of the crime? That was, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my 6th cup was looking at me with a cold stare. Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Oh god, I went too high for that. I'm sorry, I just had a chance to mention it. Never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right, the defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should have known that the only people who should have known this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atme? There's no way that you should have known about that, and several other things. You were in the next courtroom being tried as to mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how did you know that piece of information?
Objection.
Come on, the detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his start to mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atme to find that out. Only one. One way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. Light's testimony. I entered the office. There was a suspicious shadow there. And it looks like a very distinct silhouette. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. Mr. Light never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atme. So with the statement that, I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn the statement around, stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible. I wonder who it is. Wow! Detective Atme, you saw Stardom Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. What? Why is there an earthquake? Oh god, he's about to self-destruct. Oh my god, he's unleashing his final attack! Oh god! Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. I think you said this already. That's the same line you gave yesterday. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. What an awfully complicated incident involving pink paint. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron Delight. Then he claimed to be guilty as a to mask in order to escape his true crime. I don't understand the meaning. He needed a rival, so he was, like, blackmailing Ron and giving Ron plans to, like, fake being his, like... Basically, he was making Ron his rival by telling him what to do in order to be, like, the perfect criminal, so he would have a perfect detective case or whatever. Which is why he always, like, got, like, this stuff back, usually. to use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi. At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me? I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me! Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Would he be? Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know, you never committed any murder. That's right, I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am started mask. Huh? So thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? You said double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? The defendant said the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. Defendant can never... Who are you? What, huh? That's Ron. You know him. Can never be tried twice for the same crime in which he would be found innocent. I mean, which he was found innocent. And Stardom Mask really is innocent? Seems so. For now. For now! Until he commits another crime. Now then, the court finds the defendant not guilty. Woo! Boy, this is really lucky, waiter. Oh, wait, no. Boy, this is really lucky, waiter. This isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Mask to Mask after all. No one cares. District Court Defendant Lobby number 4. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Mai doesn't call on me much these days. Oh. I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. You're dead. I have to. On the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the Crying Channeling School? Becoming the master. Defending means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Back to the void I go. Ah, Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. Wait, no. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all of this happened. Come on, be happy already. Maya. Been cleared of murder charges and you got off as Stardom Mask to boot. But in exchange, I've lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Stardom Mask. I did it all for one reason. For her. Her wife, Desiree? She hates criminals more than anything. Even though she regularly breaks traffic laws, but that doesn't count. Come to think of it, she was only held hostage... come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security, I lost all the money I had. She wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure. Well, that's why you became Stardom Mask. Yes, but it's all over now. Broken bowl can never be put back together. I mean, yes it can. There's glue and tape. It's not true, right, Nick? Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. I can? Let me save, then. The paint? Sacred Urn! Desi... Okay. Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are! Miss Delight! You did it, Ronnie! You're innocent! I'm so happy. Thank you. I really appreciate it, but, suppose you don't want anything to do with me anymore, do you? Ronnie, why did you talk to me about Why didn't you talk to me about what's going on? I had no idea you quit KB Security. I never really imagined that. I never imagined that you were really start to mask either. Still, what are you gonna do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. If he tries to run, I'll chase him with my bike. So fast that he can never get away. I will hunt him down if I have to. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Oh. I only hate people who act cowardly and sneaky. I mean, he's kind of cowardly, but he's not sneaky. Like that detective. It's about vibes, Nick. You have to understand. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. Oh. Duh. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous. I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi. That's alright. You really do love Ron, don't you? Nicky boy. Yeah? I'm really glad I can speak. I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. Mr. Nick! Mystic Maya, congratulations! Mr. Nick, how could you? Not a man's wife. For the Mystic Maya. No, you got it all wrong. Ow! And then he died. How is she even reaching his head to smack him against? Like, how is she slapping him in the face if she's like 2 feet tall? Just as my case came to a close, so did my consciousness. Ron said, Broken Bowl could never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of that was put back together. Better than before. But that's... based on opinion, I suppose. The end. Maya works as a maid now, I guess. Alright. That is Ace Attorney. Chapter 2 complete. Or episode 2 complete. Thank y'all for watching. I wonder what I'll do next stream. I'll have to figure it out. Well. My throat's a bit sore now, but thank you all for coming. I'll see you next time with, I'll figure something out, and, peace out, everybody. Good night. And again, thank you all guns for the super chats tonight. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.